guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to set and achieve your goals. So a lot of times people will set goals, but then they kind of fall off the bandwagon and they never achieve them. Kind of like New Year's resolutions. Everyone sets a New Year's resolution, but it never gets followed through and never gets accomplished or completed. So today we're going to be talking through a few different ways or tips for you to set and achieve your goals. I hope that candle in the background isn't like too loud. It's got a wood wick in it, so it makes that crackling, burning sound of a wood burning fire, which is very relaxing. I highly recommend you guys get some if you haven't tried them yet, but it is a little loud, so hopefully you guys can hear me all right. So my first tip for you guys in regards to setting and achieving your goals is to think about what you want your life to look like in 5 to 10 years. So this might be married and have kids, you maybe want to open your own business and run your own business, or maybe you want to travel internationally and frequently do that in the next 5 to 10 years. And the reason being is so that you can visualize what you want your life to be like, and that being your overarching goal for the next 5 or 10 years. So what you're going to want to do is write that 5 or 10 year goal down, and you're going to want to have that somewhere visible where you're going to see it every single day. Maybe it's written on a post-it note that you slap on the mirror or on your nightstand or in your car, or maybe you create an inspiration board and keep it in your home office or in a binder or somewhere where you're going to see it all the time and be reminded of your goal and what you want to achieve. Now the next thing I have for you guys is to think about your 5 or 10 year goal and what you need to do this year to take a step towards that goal. So let's say in 5 years I want to be traveling internationally on a regular basis. That means that this year I need to start saving money, making sure that I'm financially safe or in a good position financially, or maybe I need to start researching where I want to go, maybe where the cheapest places are to visit or the most or least touristy places to visit, and just kind of start creating a plan. So maybe that's my 1 year goal, is to starting to create a plan. And then you're going to want to take it another step further and figure out what you need to do this month or every month. So maybe every month I need to figure out one place that I want to visit and how much it's going to cost and where I want to go in that country or place that I'm visiting, specific destinations, maybe like museums, parks, restaurants, those kind of things. So that's what I need to do this month in order to achieve my yearly goal, in order to achieve my 5 year goal. And then we're going to take it back another step, and you're going to figure out what you need to do this specific week or something that you'll do weekly for the month. So if I need to figure out one place that I'm going to and the exact places I'm going to, maybe I'm going to pick out one restaurant this week that I want to visit, and then the next week I'll pick out a park or a museum, and then the week after that I will pick something else. So you're going to do little tiny goals that add up to your big goal. So you're going to do little tiny steps to get to that big goal, and that's what's going to make it achievable and possible, because I know sometimes when you're setting big goals that might be really far out, it's really hard to think that they're attainable and they just seem like they're impossible to do. But when you break it down and get these tiny itty bitty steps that you can take just like weekly, or you can even break it down further, you could do daily. So like maybe today I'm just gonna Google something and just kind of figure out an idea, and then maybe over the week I'll make that idea into something a little bit more stable that will help me achieve my weekly or monthly goal. So the idea of it is just to break it down into smaller goals, and again, write these down. You're going to want to write down what your 5 year goal is, and then you're going to want to write down your yearly, your monthly, your weekly, and maybe even your daily goals. That way you can visualize it, you see it, you'll be reminded of it, and it'll be in your mind, you'll be constantly thinking about it, making you want to achieve it. So like I was just saying, you're going to want to keep track of your goals. You're going to keep track, take note, and record your progress. So I like to keep a separate notebook or monthly planner where I keep track of my goals. So what's nice about the monthly planner is I can actually schedule out when I want to complete my goals, what the goals are, what the overarching goal is, and make little check marks when I want to complete it and all that stuff. And the reason I like that is because, one, I'm a very organized person, but two, it keeps me on track, it keeps me accountable, and it helps me, again, visualize what I'm working towards. So you're going to want to build up that motivation because you're going to be able to keep track of what you've done. So maybe this week you did find that one restaurant that you're going to go to in that one random country. And that's going to give you the motivation to keep going, because then next week you're going to be able to find another place, and then over the month you're going to have that whole country figured out and you'll be able to move on to the next one. And it's just going to give you that motivation to keep moving forward, because you are taking steps to eventually being able to travel internationally in 5 years. And I know it's a big time span, but maybe you have a 1-year goal that you're working towards. It doesn't necessarily have to be 5 or 10. It can be a 1-year goal, and taking steps like that, it's going to help you get to that goal over time. So my last tip for you guys is to evaluate yourself on a regular basis. Weekly, monthly, yearly. You're going to want to look at your calendar or your list, however you've been keeping track of your weekly, daily, monthly goals. Look at it, evaluate what you've accomplished, and give yourself a pat on the back for getting those things done. But then you're also going to want to see the things that you've kind of pushed off or didn't get to, or you just never got around to it, the goals that you didn't complete. And you need to look at those and figure out if they're necessary. If they're pieces that you really need in order to complete your goal in 5 years, then you need to either squeeze them in now or readjust your schedule for next month. And the reason this is really important is because when you stop accomplishing those little goals, it's going to set back your big goal, and you don't want to set it back any further. Trust me, I know you want to accomplish that big goal. So you need to evaluate yourself, figure out what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, what you need to reschedule around, and just evaluate yourself. And doing that's going to help you stay on track. It'll help you keep that big goal in mind without forgetting about it, and it's going to help you take even more steps to getting closer to your overarching big goal, and it'll help it feel a little bit more attainable. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and maybe found it a little bit helpful. I know it might seem just a little bit vague, but that's because these tips and tricks are meant to be applied to any type of goal. So it could be applied to getting married and having kids, or traveling internationally, or maybe living a healthy lifestyle like we talked about earlier this week. So that's why it might seem vague, but that's because it can be applied to a broad, big range of different goals. So other than that, I hope you guys found this video helpful. Oh, one more thing. Let me know down in the comments if you guys are working towards any goals or what your big overarching goal is, because I would love to talk to you guys about it and see what you guys are up to. And other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!